I let someone else take the blame for a mistake I made at work. This is something I've carried with me for a long time, and I still feel ashamed whenever I think about it. At my job, I made a mistake that caused an issue for my team. It wasn't catastrophic, but it created extra work and drew attention from management. As soon as I realized what I'd done, my stomach dropped. I knew I should speak up immediately, but I convinced myself I could fix it quietly, or that it might not get traced back to me. When management started asking questions, the blame slowly shifted onto a coworker. They hadn't actually caused the problem, but they were less experienced and already under a bit of scrutiny, so people found it easier to assume it was them. I remember sitting there knowing the truth and feeling this internal panic. Part of me wanted to say something, but another part of me was terrified of the consequences. I told myself a lot of excuses in that moment, that it would only make things worse if I spoke up, that management had already made up their mind, that everyone makes mistakes and this was just bad luck. In reality, I was protecting myself. That coworker ended up getting a formal warning. Nothing career-ending, but enough to affect how they were treated afterward. I watched them become quieter and more cautious, and every time I noticed it, I felt a knot of guilt in my chest. Meanwhile, my reputation stayed intact, and no one suspected me at all. What hurts the most is knowing that my silence was a choice. No one forced me to stay quiet. I actively decided to let someone else deal with the consequences of something I did. I regret it deeply, and I lost a lot of respect for myself because of it. I've thought about confessing after the fact, but now it feels too late. Bringing it up would reopen old issues and probably hurt that person again. So instead, I live with it and try to remind myself that if I'm ever in that position again, I won't make the same choice. Still, the guilt hasn't really gone away.